Welcome everybody. We're here in Porto, Portugal, beautiful Porto, Portugal, with Mario Compalargo, Secretary of State and Digitalization and Modernization of Portugal.
Yeah.
You just had the opening remarks for the MES and Industry 4.0.
Yes.
I'm curious if you could share some example with our audience on what are some of the digitalization projects that had the most significant impact on the citizens' life, on making the government more efficient perhaps.
Well, Lucian, first let me thank you for the opportunity to be talking to you and be addressing your audience. Well, Portugal is a land of innovation. We want to be a digital nation. I don't know if you know that Portugal belongs, from the point of view of public administrations, to a group called Digital Nations, the 10 most advanced nations in the world in the provision of public administration services. We do that because for a number of years we have a program that aims to simplify the administration, the public administration processes, and bring a frictionless interaction with the citizens, where the digital channel is very important. Mm-hmm. But because not everybody is familiar with the digital, we also have what we call the citizen spaces, where mediators using the digital channel will help citizens to engage with public administration. But we go further.
Can we share an example on how it has significantly improved this citizen experience based on one of the projects and digitalization?
Well, for example, the use of an AI-based, a ChatGPT-based assistant. You know, one of our preoccupations is how you identify as a citizen in front of the public administration. That's why we have a very powerful dual authentication system called digital key, mobile digital key. Well, not everybody yet has it. So we designed an experience based on ChatGPT with a virtual assistant that clarifies how do you get this key. If you lose the codes, how you can regenerate them. And that is a practical experience where the user experience becomes much simpler by the interaction with a kind of an avatar, but an assistant that is using natural language. That's just one example. But I think that people in Portugal is today very used to have is digital wallet with the identity, the citizen card, with the driving license, on its own mobile phone. Right. And that is really simplified the life of citizens.
A lot to be talked about, some of the risks there with cybersecurity, but we won't go there. Perhaps maybe talk a little more about your vision and what are some of the challenges in achieving that vision for digitalization of Portugal?
Well, we talked a bit on digitalization from the public administration point of view. That's how we started. But today here we have been looking to manufacturing in industry. And that's Portugal designed the whole program based on the recovery and the resilience plan to try to support industries in this digital transformation. And here comes one of the big challenges, both for industry, but also for the population in general when we talk about the relation public administration, is competencies. That's why in Portugal we designed a large program, for example, to reskill people in industry. Without reskilling, you are not able to do the digitalization because you lose the concept. You have to understand, as at any level in the company, why are we digitally transforming? And then obviously Portugal, as you know, is a land of innovators. We have 7 unicorns, a very high percentage on the relation between unicorns and per capita, if I may say, bigger than any other country in Europe. And you know, when we look to this, we see that digital is not just transforming the companies, it's actually the leitmotif of those companies. You know, digital is at the core, and new initiatives bring this digital from design, and therefore we need to invest very much in the skills at university level. I would even say, Lucian, that we need to go back to the school, and that's why we are doing, for example, programs that allow kids in the school to have the kind of a computing perception. So you start teaching not just Portuguese or maths, but the sense of playing games that allow them to understand what is this mindset towards, computational thinking. And so those are, say, the big challenges. And then you could say, obviously, any country in Europe, in Portugal, we need to ensure good coverage, 5G, IoT, we need to have companies that are able to help each other to propagate the benefits of these digital twins to help at the manufacturing, but I would say to help digital territories. If we want really to make smart cities, smart territories, we need to know what's going on. And as we said here so much in this conference, digital twinning the whole territory will allow us to understand, for example, how tourists move in Portugal. That's very important. Source of income, but essentially provide a story and experience to the tourist, and therefore helping them to understand when they arrive what they can do, what we can offer, diversifying the offer, personalizing the offer. So there is a plethora of things that we are looking from our point of view, and some challenges are competencies, our investment, our entrepreneurial spirit, etc.
Thank you so much for sharing the insights. Your support means a lot for the future of manufacturing in Portugal at this summit, and also other summits like the Web Summit.
So Web Summit, obviously several times there. Here I'm very happy to see that a company like Critical Manufacturing is actually recognized as a leader. And when we talk about Industry 4.0, as we learn here today, there's multiple interpretations, but there is nothing like doing. And therefore, when you start in a small company introducing those concepts, or in a large company having more structured implementation, what we are doing is learning, is experimenting, and experimenting is innovation. And there is no innovation that we should do today without involving not just the traditional engineering, but also this value chain that extends from the production up to the distant, hopefully, moment where the product or the service goes out of the market.
Appreciate the insight, and stay tuned in the audience for other insights from other executives here in the critical manufacturing, but others in the industry.
Thank you very much.